In October 1943, a man walked into the German embassy in Ankara, Turkey. He was carrying a small camera. He said he worked inside the British ambassador's residence. He said he had access to a safe. His name was Elyesa Bazna. His job title, valet to Sir Hugh Knatchbull Hugeson, British ambassador to Turkey. He offered to photograph documents from inside the ambassador's personal safe for 20,000 British pounds per roll of film. The Germans gave him a code name, Cicero. The question MI6 would spend years trying to answer was not how he got in. It was why Berlin refused to act on what he gave them. Sir Hugh Knatchbull Hugeson was a career diplomat, precise, formal, a man of routine. Every evening, he dictated correspondence and reviewed classified cables in his private study. The safe was a standard British Foreign Office model, kept in his bedroom. It held top-secret documents, including minutes from the Tehran conference, Allied invasion timetables, and decrypted Axis intercepts. Bazna had been employed as the ambassador's valet since April 1943. He had observed the ambassador's habits for 6 months before making contact with the Germans. He knew the safe's combination. He had made a wax impression of the ambassador's bedroom key. On the night of October 26, 1943, while the ambassador slept, aided by sleeping pills, Bazna opened the safe. He used a Leica camera, likely a Model 3, with film he supplied himself. He photographed 52 documents in a single session. He delivered the developed film to German embassy official Ludwig Moisisch 2 days later. The first payment was handed over in cash, 20,000 British pounds. The intelligence was real. The documents were authentic. German leadership did not trust them. The man running Cicero inside the SD, German Foreign Intelligence, spent 3 months trying to convince Berlin the source was genuine. Ludwig Moisisch was the SD attaché in Ankara. He was not a field officer. He was an analyst. He received Bazna's film, developed the prints, and forwarded them to Berlin immediately. The documents included draft minutes from the Cairo conference, Allied leadership discussing the opening of a second front. They referenced Operation Overlord by name, the invasion of France. SD chief Ernst Kaltenbrunner passed the material to Joachim von Ribbentrop, Germany's foreign minister. Ribbentrop forwarded it to Hitler. Hitler's response: he suspected the documents were British disinformation. He had seen deliberate Allied deception operations before, false documents planted to mislead German intelligence in North Africa in 1943. His internal security advisors flagged the same concern. The Cicero intelligence was almost too complete, too clean. It arrived too regularly. Berlin received 35 separate film deliveries from Cicero between October 1943 and April 1944. Each delivery was filed, reviewed, and then sidelined, treated as probable fabrication. Meanwhile, inside the British embassy, no one had noticed anything wrong. By February 1944, Moisisch was running out of arguments. He had prepared 3 separate authentication assessments for Berlin, each one concluding the source was genuine. The cross-references matched. Internal document formatting matched known British Foreign Office procedures. Cable headers matched decrypted signals Germany had already intercepted independently. One Cicero photograph showed a cable dated November 30, 1943, the same day Churchill addressed Allied leaders in Tehran. The cable referenced British air commitments in the Balkans for early 1944. Ribbentrop still would not act on it operationally. No German unit was repositioned. No defensive preparation was updated based on Cicero intelligence. The Overlord reference, the most valuable single piece of intelligence Germany received during the war, was not passed to Wehrmacht planning staff. By April 1944, Elyesa Bazna had already stopped working. In April 1944, Bazna noticed a change. A new secretary had joined the British embassy staff, Cornelia Kapp, daughter of a German embassy official. She was later confirmed to be working for the OSS, the American Intelligence Service. Bazna calculated the risk had increased. He took his final payment and resigned. Berlin filed the Cicero case as closed, probable British deception operation, no further action required. Inside the British Embassy, security reviews conducted in late 1944 found no breach. The Foreign Office concluded the safe had not been compromised. That was the official position as of May 1944. Then a German defector named Numan Menemensiolu arrived in Switzerland. The defector identified Cicero by name. British intelligence opened a formal inquiry, Operation Arable 1944. The ambassador's valet. 6 months, 35 deliveries, over 400 photographed documents. The Foreign Office confirmed the safe had been opened, repeatedly, for 6 months. The ambassador had not been drugged deliberately. He habitually took barbiturate sleeping tablets. Bazna knew the timing. The key impression was made from modeling wax. Bazna had purchased it himself. No detection. No alarm. No secure document storage protocol had been violated, because none existed for the ambassador's personal bedroom. The chain ran this way. The British Foreign Office assumed that ambassadorial residences did not require the same physical security protocols as embassy code rooms. Documents in a private bedroom safe were considered low risk. The ambassador himself was the security layer. That assumption was never formally reviewed. No protocol required an independent security assessment of residential safe access. No background check was conducted on domestic staff with bedroom access. Bazna had a previous conviction for theft in 1933 in Istanbul. The record existed. It was not checked. After the Cicero case was confirmed in 1945, the British Foreign Office issued Security Circular 14, 1945. It mandated independent vetting of all staff with physical access to residential diplomatic quarters for the first time in the Foreign Office's 300-year history. The final irony was documented by Moisish in his 1950 memoir. The 300,000 British pounds Germany paid Bazna were largely counterfeit, printed by the German Operation Bernhard forgery program. The man who photographed Britain's most sensitive wartime secrets was paid in fake money by a government that never believed what he told them. Elyesa Bazna left Turkey in 1945. He attempted to invest his payments in property in Germany. The banks rejected the notes as counterfeit. He spent the 1950s working as a car mechanic and security guard in Munich. In 1962, he sued the West German government for the unpaid balance. The court dismissed the case. He died in Istanbul in 1970. 72 years old, with no pension, no settlement, and no acknowledgement. The 35 rolls of film he delivered to the Germans are still listed in German Foreign Ministry archives, filed under probable enemy fabrication